I didn't know. We just connected with him now, and it's just being on different forums, and some people will check in and say they're down, and then they'll disappear once you say you can replace them. And so it's been a lot of stuff going on, but there's DMV activity connected to Africa now. I mean DC. You're tuning
Okay.
in from Hampton Roads, and you have a New York brother in the New York tri-state. So DMV is a tri-state, New York is a tri-state, all the way down to Philly. So you basically covered the whole East Coast. Just got to get Ohio and Chicago. And at this point, these are all old Black Panther contacts that we're using. So it's like people get mad that when they were in position, they didn't organize this way, and they
Yeah.
started. So Africa's organizing, the Caribbean's organizing. Now we're using old contacts from the Panthers. Now people are getting mad and splitting up. And I try to stay off social media because I have like 500 followers, but when I ask for support, it's not there. So it's like people are watching me in order
Yeah.
to make moves against me. Like I have 500 followers, I only get 2 likes. And it just now Africa and the Caribbean's uniting. You're starting to figure out who's who because it's like they're trying to jump on the wave and leave you out of it, and there's all sorts of crazy stuff going on. But you did
Yeah.
it. I got to give you your kudos that you had a New York Panther contact. And if we do it as a family event, just like you've been doing down in Norfolk for I don't know how many years or decades, if we could get that
Yeah.
family atmosphere going in New York, and we bring the immigrant support in. It's nothing to have security for a family event, or that's where the Panther training comes in, where you have to defend the community gathering. So
Of course.
you usually take that family approach as far as immigrants. There's a contact from Burkina Faso in Virginia, 757, and so if
Oh
we
yeah, I'm gonna need that contact. So
so I don't know if you want to invite the person to speak at your event and put it on a flyer, but I have the contact there. And at this point, it's a lot of people who aren't going to support anything, even if Africa unites with 20 countries. They just added 7 countries. Nigeria just added 7 countries in the Caribbean, and nobody's promoting it because it wasn't their
uh,
island or this and that. It's like a lot of tribalism in the
yeah,
Black African Pan African community, just tribalism. So it's
yeah,
like 7 countries just joined Nigeria, and nobody's promoting it. So it's all good, but yeah, I can give you the context. I don't know, but to promote it would be another thing, and then like if they want to speak to your community, you could build that relationship. There's also a flyer, but what I have is
yeah. I like to build with everybody. You know what I'm saying?
I have a I have a
Um,
I have the emblems that would promote unity in the programs where it would prevent conflict because what happens in any organization or community, there's a leadership and it's usually based on family.
yeah,
And then, so if you say you're the leader of this, let's say the Marcus Garvey movement, then you want to absorb this community in Africa. Then the parents are going to come out and say, no, this is our territory. And then this just becomes a fight. That's what organization, anything, families involved, and people say, no, we don't want you to lead. So it's real hard to unite when families and emotions are involved. So, but you did
yeah,
a good job, GMV to NYC Tri-State. I think I can connect to South Carolina from Jacksonville, Florida, and just keep growing that way. But
yeah.
we haven't reached out to Carolina seriously
And
yet.
me and brother Nehemiah been working the East Coast as far as the Panthers concerned.
Have you been
Working the
working?
entire East Coast.
I haven't spoken with him like consistently. We haven't been building. Um, we haven't been building Jacksonville, Florida. If I drop off and just leave and people just organize, fine. But we haven't been communicating.
Yeah, I got a man there in Florida and Fort Miles.
Yeah, he has the same name as me. I think if you're talking about
Namdi.
yeah,
Nandi. Yeah,
that's my one of my middle names, not my legal name, but one of my we got the same last name. Yeah,
yeah,
but I saw he was an elder. I don't know. There,
yeah, yeah, Elder.
I don't know if he can make those trips to Miami where there's like the whole government. They've got something called the Black World Guide. It has all the African governments and Caribbean governments, and
Yeah.
with one like a PDF yellow pages, but they haven't put out together a movement because all the tribalism that goes on. So I wouldn't want to start something in Florida and then they're fighting down there like five hours away and sabotage and politics and
Yeah.
conspiracies. Florida has been known for that, especially with the Garvey movement. Um, Down in Miami, 100 years ago, a woman got shot in the head, and they said it was Garvey's guys who did it, or they said nope. Some people think it was the U.S. government, but it's like 5 hours away from Jacksonville, so I don't want to start something with 5 hours away in Miami when I don't have a base, and I don't know if the government's going to be involved as far as Caribbean, and it starts to be low island Caribbean island tribalism and this and that. Like I
Yeah.
haven't, I wouldn't want to start something unless it takes a lot to organize in Miami and South.
Yeah. Okay.
That's where he's based at. So I don't know what he's doing in South Florida, but it's real tough down there.
Yeah. Here in Fort Myers, right? Namdi.
Yeah, I don't know if you could get him on calls, but I'm starting to narrow down who's going to work with me in Jacksonville. Uh, it's hard to bring people on board when you don't know what everybody's doing. So I've just been trying to get everybody know what everybody's doing.
Yeah, that was brother Ron Brown that was on. Just
Yeah,
why?
yes. So
Okay.
so he said he's going to build. I think on Friday, or he says I don't know what time works for you. I'm usually available in the afternoon, so he said he wants to put us both on
Yeah,
at
Friday was good for me. You said 4 o'clock, right?
4 o'clock. Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, that'll work. That'll work.
4 p.m. Four
Yeah,
p.m.
I won't. It's not like I'll be out doing fireworks or anything.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not free yet. I'm not. But Nigeria is 200 million people, and then if have these United States of Africa conferences and redraw the borders or start to redraw the borders, it's gonna be nice. But it's like
Yeah,
everybody. It's like I've had this like 7 years track record of spamming everybody. Like it's changing. It's coming, and then now it's here. People are trying to drain it and redirect it and not work with me.
yeah.
They're trying to. Yeah,
All you can do
yeah,
is what you can do, bro.
yeah. If you got New York, man, and that saves a lot of time because I was asking who we got in tri-state, and then I circled back to that interview you did, and you already had it.
So me and Nehemiah got it. We got the East Coast as far as the Panthers concerned.
If you, I don't know if you could tap in with him to do or what they're doing. We are not doing nothing in like this is what it is. Jacksonville, Florida is kind of like the capital of Florida.
Hmm.
So if you're not based down here and you're not working, nothing's going to happen. So he's in Valdosta, Georgia, and
Yeah,
Valdosta is a smaller town, and they kind of it's between Atlanta and Jacksonville. And so he hasn't been tapping in with me, and then the Panthers down here in Jacksonville, they kind of all know each other as far as the community. So if I get started in Jacksonville, uh, it's really going to be about going overseas. It's not about like it's if people can unite with going overseas and working with Africans on a larger scale, not under white supremacy, physically, and under white majority cities. If we try and go overseas to Africa, then we could get down with that. But not,
yeah,
I think that's what's really gathering the wave of people who want to go overseas and be in black majority countries and work with that base. But a lot of people don't want to have a different ideology. So I'm cool to work with people, but it has to be about going overseas and building. 'Cause a lot of people can't make that jump to
yeah. I
majority.
got my passport.
Yeah, man, it's looking nice because if it's like Hampton Roads and DC if y'all working together, and then New York down. It's Philly. If you guys have that chain all the way up to New York, that's going to be powerful. But then we don't really need anybody in North Carolina if they're not going to be connecting like that. We could probably make the drive from Jacksonville to Columbia, South Carolina, consistently.
They
Oh,
got like 4 or 5 different chapters in North Carolina.
oh shoot. Are they? Do they talk? Shoot, I never knew that. Are they
Yeah,
like what are they
they
act?
under me as regional chairman of the New Black Panther Party. So I can move my region.
Do you guys have like uh, are you guys like is there any activity you can tell me? Because they have something called Igbo Day, which is June 14th. The government recognized it like a whole nationality that's tied to the whole East Coast due to slavery and reparations. That it could be a whole reparations platform leading right into Juneteenth 5 days later. So
Yeah.
I don't, Raleigh. Raleigh is the capital. Do you have Charlotte or
Yeah, Raleigh, Durham, Charlotte, Roxbury, Lumberton,
that's what's up?
and Greensville, North Carolina.
Do you know about Soul City?
What's Soul City? I don't
Soul,
know.
Soul City, I think it's near Hampton Roads. It's like north. It's the northern region of North. It's the northern region of Carolina, right? So it was like a black autonomous community. They were building a rural area to be like a black community. There's also something called Haiti, North Carolina. Right? They were building autonomous, independent black communities up there.
I don't
Wilmington,
know about that. I just know about the Gullah Geechee.
yeah, Wilmington was one that got burned down. An independent black community.
Yeah,
North Carolina was Gullah Geechee. Then they moved up to the Dismal Swamp, Hampton Roads area. So they moved up Hampton Roads, the Gullah Geechee, the Great Dismal Swamp. Everybody was moving up there. So you said it was Durham, Raleigh,
Raleigh, Durham, which is together,
and Greenville.
and Charlottesville, Greensville, North Carolina, Lumberton, North Carolina, and Roxbury, North Carolina.
All right, so that's a lot of Carolina. So do they do like get-togethers or training or like if we did something in Jacksonville, what would we all be doing? Uh,
Yeah, well, I'm about to set up some training for the Mid Atlantic region of the MBPP. I'm about to set up some training.
So,
Uh, I can invite other groups to the training as well.
so Hampton Roads in North Carolina is covered. That's all right. Are the is that because I've seen the Facebook group and I seen a Facebook chat, but the brothers didn't seem active, so I didn't know if maybe a barbecue or a family get together would for the community would be something to gather
Yeah,
people or to reactivate people or new generation, younger generation.
yeah, trying to do that in North Carolina and here as well.
Yeah, because it should that I think it should be Hampton Roads and North Carolina work together and try to get something to DC, New York, and all those areas. But it's a straight line. But then Jacksonville, I have to get that activated, and I'm not sure about South Carolina where we could do something, maybe travel trips. Um,
Yeah, well, I talked to Nehemiah about South Carolina because that's in his region as
sure.
far as MBPP.
hmm Well, I'll tell you this: I'm living in Jacksonville for 7 years. What happens is Jacksonville, Florida, and the whole region is like there's something called Ebo Landing.
Yeah,
Talking about it, basically where the people jumped off the slave ships.
yeah,
So it's like an immigrants coming. Like my family's immigrated here from Ebo land, and so we have the whole area. We have connections to the whole area, but people don't want to work together. So that's why
yeah,
it's not only a lot of the organizations don't spread because they don't want to work with us. They don't want to connect
uh,
to the culture of the community.
that's
Which,
crazy.
yeah, no, but there's no organizations here. Like if you notice any organization in Southeast region, they
Yeah,
don't. They usually have one branch. They never spread because they don't want to connect to the culture, the Gullah
yeah, that's
Geechee
crazy.
culture, the Igbo culture. The if you got to connect with the culture of the people, you can't say this is the philosophy or we read this book about Pan Africanism or Black Power or Black Nation. You have to connect with the culture first, and then say, "Hey, this is what I learned." like
Yeah,
Fred Hampton and George Jackson is really popular, but if you don't connect to the culture of the people, you're gonna be stuck maybe in I think they're in Augusta, Atlanta, but this Jacksonville, Florida, all the way to Wilmington is the coastline is called Gullah Geechee, and they're connected to Africa. So
Yeah,
you're not gonna come and tell them.
yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah, they're not. You can't tell them what to do, and that's why a lot of organizations don't survive here. They're not interested in the culture. They're trying to force it on. You gotta sit down with people, especially when you're talking about their ancestry and their DNA, and you say you're going to do something in the region. I don't know. That's just my perspective. I think we've seen we're having a festival in a week or two, and a lot of the activists haven't been showing support, or interest.
Where is it at?
It's St. Simon's Island, Brunswick, Georgia, hour from Jacksonville, 3 hours from Valdosta. But it's gonna
Yeah,
be
it's kind of too early for me to make it, but I can promote it on. If you see me a flyer, I can promote it on Facebook.
yeah, it's good, man. I don't know. I just want to be careful because I want it's all good. I got to think about what we're gonna do because it has to be connected to going overseas because the stuff that goes down it's called exporting entropy. Like basically means moving chaos. Like if you have problems in your community, sometimes it could be solved by traveling to another community. So,
Yeah,
like I said, those majority black countries where you can get maybe gold or oil or deals with agriculture, tourism deals where people come in and out. So there's a lot of deals that can be made by moving in and outside the country. So that's what I want to do. A lot of people haven't been down with that, but then you get to it's at least a lot of fighting when you just stay in the city or the USA and you try to solve the problems because not everything can be solved by staying in one place. So
yeah. I'm gonna download my WhatsApp app and before the by the weekend before Sunday, I
uh,
had that download.
we'll see. I know sometimes people have the data issues, but it's all
Yeah.
good because
No, I had switched phones, so I had too many apps in my old phone. So now I switched phones. I can download it in my new phone.
I understand, but that's a lot. That's good work. Hampton, Virginia, maybe DC is activated. I gotta look at it because some people didn't pick up the phone. I'm like, what's going on? So it's all
Yeah,
good. Because I don't know, a lot of people are got. I don't know because at the end of the day, the new Black Panther Party, we've been talking about it as like Malcolm X tried to do the African American Union or OAAU.
yeah,
The MBPP has been like an African American Union. It's small, but it could grow with family activities and people knowing each other, getting your family to come out maybe sometimes, or people, different social events to bring people out. So
yeah,
and it's well known. If you just copy some of the ideas Malcolm X had as far as cultural classes, and he wrote it down. So it's like we have so many African American associations that people ain't even looking at his plan. They just memorializing. I don't want to say crying, but a lot of his ideas are there. So we're putting it together. The cultural parts can be helped with the immigrants, and Burkina Faso is there, and it's all good. Virginia's good, but we could close the call. I was just trying to check in and tap in with people, but you guys are actually strong in your region. DC is doing a lot as far as the immigrants having a conference. They're doing it in the hotels and stuff. So I got
yeah,
contacts there, and you got contacts in North Carolina. So it's like you guys, and you have New York contacts, which is the tri-state area, and you said you
yeah,
know Ohio, or Ohio and Chicago is the only thing that's missing right now. But and then in my area, really, I think I could do Jacksonville, Florida, and I gotta show them, I gotta show something. So it's like I might just have to go connect them to people overseas who are more serious because people damn near boycotted Jacksonville, Florida because we're connected to Ebo land. It's like 1 hour away from us, and we're doing festivals 3 years in a row now. So
Yeah,
people like boycotting us because the culture is so strong. So you're not going to see a lot of organizing around uh, Georgia and Carolina. We're trying to get people together, but there hasn't been a lot of organizing of branches where you can say like you have more in Virginia and North Carolina than we got down in South Carolina and out. I don't know. You tell me. Is there activity in South Carolina and Florida and uh, uh,
yeah. South Carolina and Florida. We got some Panthers down, smart Panthers down in Florida. Just gotta connect with them.
yeah, to reactivate?
Yeah,
That's been the issue. So I don't want to.
yeah,
Yeah, the Fort Myers one was interesting, but I don't want to pressure the elder to do too much
yeah,
or lift the whole region because it should be way more momentum based on what we're seeing on social media and Africa lifting up. Like people,
yeah. He gonna get some help if we had to travel around. He'll get some help.
yeah, because I can't really travel right now. I don't have. I'm not mobile, so
Yeah,
I don't want to. I don't want to pressure somebody to do something I can't do. Uh,
I feel
or shoot, I kind of am pressuring people to do some things, but I don't want to put too much pressure on the elder. I don't see,
right.
but it's all right. We can close the
All
call,
right,
tap it in.
all right. Blah blah.
Black Power.